The materials we chose for Major Assignment 2 were Reading 48, Lena's Letters, a 9-year-old's perspective on what matters most in the classroom, and Case Study 21, Judith Kent. Lena's father took her letters explaining her new charter school experiences and divided them into 6 clear ideas as to what makes a teacher effective in the classroom. We looked to Judith Kent's classroom to see if these 6 factors were evident.
The first factor for being an effective teacher is building a community. In Lena's letters, she writes that her school establishes a sense of community among all learners by combining all grade levels. Many grade levels are combined during lunch, recess, and a special designated time every morning where they can play games and build relationships with schoolmates of different ages. In Janet Kent's classroom, the students don't exactly build a sense of community with other grade levels, but they did have a sense of community within the class. Students were paired together to work on their social studies project on Canada. Those who were having issues with their partners would get advice from each other through a class discussion of what the problems were and how they can be resolved. This allows students to establish a sense of community by working together and helping each other with assignments and issues in the classroom. The second factor for being an effective teacher is being a caring teacher. According to Lena's letters, nobody wants to learn if it means dealing with a mean teacher. Caring is a central dimension of effective teaching. Students will become more motivated and will learn more if the teacher provides a caring environment in which each student is valued. Judith Kent shows evidence of being a caring teacher because she makes sure to help and motivate each and every one of her students during a lesson. During her lesson on Canada, she made sure everyone understood what they were doing and that they were doing it to the best of their ability. If a student didn't understand something, she helped them until they were clear of what they were expected to do. For example, one of her students, Amanda, was having trouble finding certain information in a textbook. Judith sat down with Amanda and read through and explained the index with her until she felt comfortable doing it on her own. Judith provided her students with a caring environment and made it clear that she cared about and valued each of her students. The next factor for being an effective teacher is having a student-centered curriculum. A student-centered curriculum is a curriculum that is focused on the individual student's interests and abilities. The idea is to allow students to have several choices and trusting them to make their own decisions involving the work they need to do. In Lena's letters, she says how she is able to choose her own spelling words that have to do with a specific theme of the unit. Judith Kent's class did not appear to have a student-centered curriculum. The students did not have the choice to choose their topics on their Canada project. The students were assigned the same topic to research and report about, and were then required to share their research with the class. Judith did, however, give the students the opportunity to share their thoughts about the project. They were asked to write down things like what worked and what didn't work, and what they liked or didn't like about the project. By doing this, the teacher addressed the needs and interests of the students, which is a key part in a student-centered curriculum.
Cooperative learning was easy to identify in Judith's classroom. They were currently working in partners on their Canadian Regions project. They weren't throwing a party in Judith's classroom, but the students were engaged. Andrea, who was visiting, had spent time in the classroom earlier in the year and made note that Judith was an effective teacher since she had incorporated two subjects into one lesson. Judith measures her students' knowledge of the curriculum by their participation in class discussions as well as their completed work in group projects. Their writings in their daily journals also shed light on what they have learned or what they still have questions about. Thank you for watching our presentation on teacher effectiveness. We look forward to learning about your topics as well.